Thank you, Monsieur Trivet. North will be starting on the T side. Now, when we get to the buy rounds, North, they like to bundle into sight. They like to really, really abuse those numbers and keep things simple. And again, they spoke about preparation and so on, and I'm sure Crazy will expect that. Does that make them go for the proactive plays and try to get those early picks like North did on their CT side of the previous map? Or will they go for something else? Time will tell. First, we start with a pistol. 4 sets of Kevlar for Crazy, and a HE for next up.
Yeah, it's really interesting because if Crazy can sort of play off of that awesome individual performance we just saw, even if they play a worse Inferno, if they are able to kind of win more clutches, of course that's another way to win the Counter-Strike game, but here we go. Push coming in through Porch into the A-bomb site. Letney can't quite find the... Okay, well, there you go. Finds one with the last bullet. That was pretty easy. Also picks up one as well, but the bomb site is lost, and North will get a guaranteed plant, which is always very nice. Now all they have to do is close the round as Hunter Next and Esperanto start to bear down, start to knock on the door of the A site once again.
Kirby coming in from the back. Esperanto taken out, leaves Hunter in an awkward spot, but he's got a CZ75, which won't help because he'll get shot in the face. Next now, 1 versus 3, trying to avoid getting tagged from other players, but he'll be traded. And North take the pistol, and people are happy with that. Crazy actually had a pretty interesting setup towards the B bomb site. Hunter was made a raid boss. He was given a CZ75, and he was hiding behind the half wall with his teammates to run distraction. And if there was like a rush from North, for example, that would have been very, very interesting. But they were forced to rotate. North went to the right side, and they won the round.
Indeed, it was a big victory for North, especially after the last map. And I'm with Chad. I think that's, you know, I've got the Crazy fever as well. See what they can do with this Force Buy. Obviously, always very dangerous on a map like Inferno. One of the best maps for a Force Buy on the CT side. In terms of what you can do. Look at all the utility they have as well. They have 5 smokes, which is always a good look. Nice nade comes in though. That's going to chunk Hunter down to 48. Otto just to refresh that mid smoke, but North will flash straight through it. He's going to be careful. He's quite exposed here, and he will be eliminated as Valde and Co take position. That's a bomb down and spotted, so Crazy could cause more problems here.
Bomb's been collected again by Gade, who's in the arch position. We've got 2 CTs in the library, but Gade doesn't know what is safe. He doesn't know what he can really go to have a look at. And of course, he doesn't want to overextend with that bomb in tow. So everything slows down now. Quietly creeping away from that CT spawn position, and Hunter's getting curious. It was an awesome headshot with the CZ in the first place. But he's moving back towards the B bomb site. They don't have any position on A anymore, so I think Crazy are saving worst case scenario. They could reset this basically again with 3 players. That's still a pretty dangerous force buy, even if the other 2 players stay on eco. So if they can survive towards the A bomb site, then have a crack again in the next round.
And the great thing about this is that given North's money and the fact that they've already lost a player, they don't, it's at best they're going to send Kirby alone with the MAC-10 to try to take down these pistols. But because Kirby's been weakened, it's very unlikely that there's ever an argument for North to risk any of their players in taking the 3 Crazy remainders down. And considering that they have some utility, you know, it would be pretty cool if North could get rid of that as well. But indeed, Crazy will be able to take all of that into the next round. So that's a huge win. I love the call for the save. Inferno is a map where it is one of the more difficult ones to know when to call the saves, but I feel like generally we don't see it quite enough. Obviously the top 4, 5, 6 teams are really good at making sure that they get the optimal saves rounds in, but there's lots of spots where you just have to give it up on this map, especially if you lose B quickly. And there's lots of utility remaining on the T side. But enough of that. We'll see what they can do in this one. Unlikely Otto and Letney will really buy anything more. Esperanto just bought full Kevlar and helmets. That is interesting. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, let's have a look at Esperanto's money in the next round, assuming they lose this, which in most cases they probably will. $1,500 in the bag when you're moving on to your buy rounds and you want to have a solid hold and you need utility to hold areas and so on. See if this pays off. Risk, reward. A few smokes here and there for Crazy. Now just 1 on Esperanto, which is deployed. There's 1 back from North. We've got Molotovs into the site, but surely they don't commit through the smoke. That would be absolute madness. And here is the madness. They're going for it. There's splashes all over the place, but Kiabi's the one with the angle, and AZ will take out Esperanto by the barbecue. By his own barbecue, as opposed to the barbecue position, which is where Yugi's more or less planting at the moment. Well then, what did Crazy do now? At this point, Nexa may want to just try and hold on to his Kevlar. That's a solid $650 in the bank, which he could... oh, they haven't smoked off CT, actually. Probably deliberately. They don't smoke it off, then Crazy can't save. Sometimes you're in a position where you move towards the B bomb site, but you got to use that T-smoke to just move away again. But North won't give it to them. You can see Yugi's got one in the hole. But they want to take them out instead. Beautiful stuff. And they're getting the kill bonus with the SMGs as well. So Esperanto's got 4,400. Everybody else with about 54, 55. So let's see what it looks like when his buy comes in. He's picked up his M4. He's got a smoke and a flash. Could have had a Molotov. Could have had something else. I don't know if that was a wise investment, but we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, if they play him in a spot where he's going to be playing forward anyway, then it might not matter too much. But that said, with the UMP and the MAC-10 on the field, having the helmet is really nice.
He's playing B as well. So personally, I would have liked to have seen less investment in the eco rounds and more grenades on the buy round. We'll see how it goes. There won't be quite the take of Banana as we are used to seeing, but of course, that may come in the rounds later on. 3-0 for North, looking to break the first buy of Crazy.
Moving on for that mid take here, looking to go very quickly into it. That's not going to be a good look here for Crazy. Now down to Otto with that AWP, getting shot in the back, and he's going to take him out as he turns to deal with that. So this is instant save territory for Crazy. They did not start this one off well, and as you say, we talk about the importance of having the utility, and one of the reasons is that if Crazy are in a position where they can throw more utility and take pressure Banana and take it early on, they have the information that North are not on Banana early in the round, which means that at that timing they can be gearing up for a top mid push, and so there's more readiness there for for the A players.
Yeah, that was kind of a fast round from North, so I don't know if they were maybe reading that there would be 3 people setting up on Banana, although that didn't quite happen and they still went fast towards the A bomb site. Either way, again, North, they like to keep it simple and just brute force their way through doors on the map of Inferno. And that is a successful first buy versus buy for them. Crazy holding on to 2 weapons. We shall see what they choose to do. No hero AWP, which can be quite funky. You can do some fun things with that on Inferno. 2 M4s and 2 smoke grenades. This will be more of a challenge to find some ways to be effective in round number 5. And they'll take a tactical timeout to discuss.
It's going to be interesting to see what they arrive on. And it is interesting, watching North. They're a team that you might not see a huge amount of defaults from them. It depends on kind of the opponent that they're playing, I guess how they're feeling, they want to call it. But they're a team that has a lot of reads and tries to condition their opponents on a map like Inferno. So you could see lots of strange timings to the way that they might run defaults. They may go towards A very quickly, or they may just play really slow or quick around Banana as well. They don't, like, a lot of teams will often work Banana first, simultaneously send 2 players to the apartments, and then once apartments are taken, because that does take time, then you go for the top mid take. And that's kind of the order of it, typically with the defaults, but North tend to mix things up a bit more than most teams. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that plays out. But speaking of which, we have a very awkward buy here for Crazy, although it's, well, awkward save, I should say, with the 2 guns that remain from the previous rounds.
Max loss bonus means a half buy, it means smoke grenades, and it means pistols. More smokes than we saw on some Infernos earlier on in a similar situation. We'll see if they can ruin the time for the timing of North. We saw North making a play through smoke grenades on B earlier on as a crossfire here for Crazy, but it does not last very long. The trades are good for now, but now it's a disaster. Otto with 2K with the Deagle on short. 2nd and 3rd kills of the round for him, leaving Valde alone. The fast play is not quite working out this time. The shadow advantage won't be enough. He has no idea where Letney's coming from. Down in the middle of mid with the CZ. Oh, he moves 2nd mid just in time. So important. That would have been a horrible trade, although maybe winnable. Going towards the apartments now, but where will Valde go? Letney could be coming from anywhere. Where does he feel comfortable going? He hasn't reloaded because it would concede his position, Valde. So he's got 6 bullets in his gun. You can see Letney not getting too curious. He stopped before he gets to the end of apartments, and it might be a smart play. Oh, the Molotov. Beautiful stuff. He's going forward, Letney, and he's just about going to get there. A little awkward, but he finds the frag. And it is an unusual round for Crazy, but only 1 survives.
That's so unbelievable. I mean, you gotta. Like, I felt like Valde played that really well too. It's just so hard to know what to do in that situation. So many gambles you have to take. But what a round for Crazy. They needed somebody to come up with something in one of those rounds, and it was, in the end, Letney, but of course we have to give that honorable mention to Otto's double with the Deeg, and here it is on screen now, and that did so much. Well, he actually got a triple with the Deeg, ultimately. So beautiful stuff. That gives them a nice opportunity to disrupt the success of North. And we have an pick from Otto straight away. What a way to set the tone to round number 6.
The lurker towards Banana has been lost. Minute 35 on the clock, and you can see that Valde is moving into position for a short, for a flashbang to burst from the balcony. Again, North keep it simple. They move pretty damn fast, but it's not working out on this occasion. Will they be able to change the pace in the rounds to come now? That is the question. Crazy only survived that eco round with 1 player, which is important for North, but this time they survived with 4. They shut down Banana quite simply. North like, okay, let's just bundle towards the A bomb site. Doesn't work out. And this is a question I was asking at the beginning of this match. This is what North like to do. They like to abuse the numbers, keep things very simple, and just try and force their way into a bomb site. And how will Crazy deal with that? So far, so good in that round at the very least. But it is it's a small sample size, and there are plenty of rounds to come in this half.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, I think the pick that Otto got was on the player that would have thrown the flashbang from top mids and be lining that up behind a smoke. So that's another reason why that was an important pick. And you know, that's what I mentioned before as well. You know, they don't like to play too default heavy on this map. So they are quite an unusual team to play against, but if you've done your research, you can make some adjustments and not get caught too hard against that. And one of those adjustments is to play more normal, in the sense that you play more 2-3. You don't want to go too hardcore on Banana because you don't necessarily need to as much against North. A few nades can often get it done, as they may not always put a lot of emphasis towards their Otto. Is he going to go deep with this peek? He does. Seeing down pit, and it's going to get punished by Gade on that Krieg. Not sure what angle Gade had. I think maybe he popped up from the crawl space. Either way, he was out of the vision of the scope, and that is a much-needed pick for North. It looks like they may just barrel into the B-bomb site here.
They've cleared the Banana area, and they've cut noise. Valde lining up from Molotov towards New Box. Generally where you stand. Esperanto doesn't seem sure where to go. He's moving towards the well. However, he's got no flashes. When you have a player in that position with a flashbang, it can be so powerful, but he's got no grenades, just the AWP and pot shots through the smoke. We've got counters, though, from the coffin position, which will slow things down. But Hunter is completely exposed. Nexa just faces an entire North squad, and that is how they win rounds on Inferno North. The entire team facing 1 player on the B bomb site, getting absolutely victimized, and Crazy can do nothing but run away.
Yeah, this is a huge issue too, because Crazy really needed to win this round to kind of build that bank. And they're in a spot with the save of Esperanto and Letney that they'll be able to get a full buy, but it's a little bit ropey. So North have certainly won a very key round, and they can steal momentum away. But of course, there is definitely still a lot for Crazy to do. You know, let's not forget that they lost Otto right at the beginning of the round. And I like that, you know, North made the push happen as quickly as they did, because they don't really allow Crazy to regroup after they lose that player. And at that point, when you lose a player in mid like that, I mean, Otto didn't even see where he died from. So you don't have any information. So the longer you wait, if you're North, the more time there is for Crazy to figure out what's happening and to prepare for that. But they didn't give them any time. They just hit them hard. And now they're 5-2 against Crazy. But the double ops coming in for Crazy. I thought it'd be a ropey buy, but I guess I tried to math too hard, James, and it didn't work out for me.
Both teams on the buy. Let's see who gets an early pick, if anybody. Yugi posting up. Now we've got Crazy with better utility to have a take off Banana. And this will slow North down. And who knows, maybe that benefits North as well, because some of these faster plays haven't always worked out for them. That said, they are 5-2. Can't be too upset. A win is a win, as their coach said. Nobody playing Arch for Crazy. Got 2 players in a short position, but nobody boosted.
Ooh.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
In Boiler is where Hunter will lie. And now we've got Nexa towards that Arch area. And Esperanto's playing alone towards Banana. There's a smoke up at the moment, but seems that AZ has some harassment to do. Some grenades towards a short position as well. Otto's going to be forced away. 50 seconds on the clock, and again, North looking to bundle together. But how hungry does Otto get for information? Yugi's waiting for a repeat. You can see him on the X-ray as his teammates move away, and he'll join them.
North don't have top Banana just yet, but they've got enough of an idea about it that they can feel confident to rotate on through. And we will have Nexa drifting towards B, but he doesn't have a single piece of utility to offer to help Otto out. Esperanto out. Esperanto goes for the peek. The flick shot connects. He needs to hit more there, but he will whiff the second shot. Now falls behind the smoke. The flashbang to cover his retreat. And the bomb can go down. Will there be a wallbang attempt coming in from Esperanto here? That can be pretty vital. Won't find it though. Ooh, some damage there through the smoke, but Letney can't know any of that. So it will be another save round here for the likes of Crazy. Esperanto's deep behind enemy lines though, and there is a deep flash from Letney potentially for him.
Is it worth it though? Well, he needs to find a way to escape.
Yeah.
And they have no smoke grenades again. So I guess the flash is to try and do something, to try and creep away. No more flashes for Letney. There's the eventual peek, and we'll see if Esperanto can do any more. Double peek, and he won't survive either. So really awkward, and we mentioned that before. When the smoke is up, sometimes the CTs have gone too far, and they're trying to rotate back. But when the smoke isn't up, there can be problems, and the round is made a hell of a lot more expensive. Could have survived with 3, but no smoke. They survived with 1, and North put themselves in a much stronger position.
They absolutely do. They're looking really good at this point. Sort of stabilizing with that one. And Crazy is sort of struggling to really assert themselves on the map. It is difficult on Inferno. I mean, that's one of the reasons why, you know, Astralis, when they really sort of reinvented the CT side, you know, it was through all the Banana aggression. It was through being able to find a way to, with its utility, to completely dominate Banana and have that be so much additional map control that the T's couldn't contest early on. And that gives you the information that you're typically lacking on a map like Inferno, because it's such a punishing map when it comes to the rotations. If you lose one of the bomb sites quickly, you can just lock it down, and the CT retakes are very, very hard.
Only 2 rounds for Crazy so far. North won the pistol, of course. Once again, if anyone's going to get these pink accessories, or the blue ones, you've got to get some contrast. You can't make it all the same. That's uninspired. You've got to get the pink on the blue on the pink. In my opinion, which is facts. Anyway, Crazy, you're going to have the AWP and the M4, so we've got some hero weapons to be used. Esperanto trying to block, but he's going to get spotted by the Mach 10 of AZ, and there's an answer from Otto. Does he hold his position? Often in a situation like this on Inferno, AWP gets a shot towards B, gets a kill towards B rather, rotates towards A because they expect the T's to try and avoid. But that meta can turn around, and Otto will hold his position. In fact, he'll have support from Nexa making his way, Hunter making his way. He could drop a smoke grenade on, but surely you want to keep things open for the AWP. Looks like he's lining up the smoke grenade, and that might make them think that the AWP is rotated even more. Letney is spotting things down in the middle of mid, and Otto continues to cause problems. He's blind and in the flames. A transfer attempt from Gade, but that's the big weapon gone, and it should be okay. Or will it? Hunter with 2! Just in time. Beautiful stuff from him. And Annex is delaying. He's buying time for Letney to rotate with the M4.
Great flash as well. That could be a reposition coming in, but Next is out in the open, connects the shot. Great stuff from Crazy. That second kill from Hunter was so tight, my goodness. And that made all the difference. Crazy. Again, this is kind of what I was talking about at the beginning, when I said, okay, you know, North are going to play a better Inferno, but the way that Crazy are going to win is through some really, really weird clutches. And 2 of the 3 rounds that they picked up now have been with pistols, so that kind of tells you a lot.
The expression is, well, I guess we won that one. Well, on to the next one. It's awesome. That smoke grenade was basically a logic bomb. If you have an AWP there, why would you smoke your AWP off in a situation like that? So it's counterintuitive for North. They're like, oh, it's got to be on the other side of the site. But the second kill with the CZ was amazing. Anyway, we're missing out on the action in this particular round. Hunter going crazy now. He's feeling it. Playing a rush. Not quite working out though. Excuse me. Over to you, Dan. Asma, hello.
Yeah, so this is not the best spot in the world to be in, and you can see Crazy will stack towards the A bomb site with all of their players. I think that's a smart decision. They have so much. They've got 2 AWPs, M4, the Krieg. At this point, I think the gamble is a really good call. Just just all in on this A-bomb site. And hey, and it might work out. North have no presence on Banana. They're going for A right now. Otto is on the porch position. Oh, that's a big miss. That could have been such an opportunity. Nexu will dig himself in towards the cubby there on Arch, but right now, crazy, they're all playing alone. Ooh. Oh my god, that was almost the second one, but it's going to be Esperanto to get himself a double, and they are just facing for days, these crazy defenders, and it's looking very good for them, but Kirby is still alive and kicking, and he has time to work with, but he doesn't have the bomb.
Look at all the X's on the minimap. Absolute butchering in that short position, but Kirby's got time. He doesn't have much HP, but he's got time. That flashbang will be information for Crazy on where he could possibly be. Heading towards the library, it seems, just in case somebody's there flanking the flank. But this is killing a lot of time. We reached the 20-second mark. He's got angles towards the site, but 15 seconds now to retrieve the bomb and try and plant it, because one person may hide. If he finds Letney, maybe there's time to make it to Graveyard. He didn't see Letney's peek. Letney saw him. 5 seconds left. Letney can peek now. Oh, he didn't see him. 2 seconds, 2 seconds. Esperanto just gets around the corner in time, and it will be a timeout win for Crazy. An expensive win, but a win nonetheless. They've got the money to survive it.
Yeah, that's a brutal awakening for them. But again, if you consider the fact that they start off the round losing a player straight away, gamble stacking 4 on A, just going for these peaks, and again, they have to frag out because they're not even really playing off of each other in terms of utility. It's just peaking by themselves. The fact that they win the round is pretty immense. But this could be a problem right now for Crazy, because if they can't find consistency, their money is completely gone. I mean, the same can be said for North. I mean, this is the comeback round for Crazy. If they win this one, they are likely getting a 6-6 scoreline. And again, there's troubles that they've had on this CT side. That would be pretty immense to lock that in. Even if they weren't to get any more rounds at this point in this half than 6, that's still something that they can be working from on their T side. So this is a hugely pivotal round for both teams. Will North shut down Crazy, or will Crazy be back in this one? All in this round.
Esperanto has been reduced to the MP9. There are 3 flashbangs for the CT side, so making a play may prove difficult. Slowly moving away from the arch position, being denied information, but again, there's no one to challenge Banana in any shape or form. And maybe because of that, Crazy will be comfortable with 4 players on the A-bomb side. That should have been a kill, surely. Somehow Gate survives it. Pushing forward now. 4 players in a short position. The numbers are just too great for North, as they often are when they push on Inferno. And now Otto is all that stands. And he's got to save. Out of position. 1 versus 3. Rotating from Banana. Not much he can do in this situation. You peek short. You see 4 players. What are you supposed to do?
Yeah, it's looking like quite the shutdown from North. But at least the AWP is alive. And that gives some options to Crazy. And again, especially with the style that North have, they may run into the AWP. It could do a lot of damage. It could be that landmine that Crazy needs. And hey, you know what? Crazy have been winning the pistol rounds, so can't put it past them. Although their loss bonus is pretty awful, I think. So I don't think they're going to really have much to. I don't think they can really invest around the AWP. Maybe Letney can buy a pistol, but he's really the only person that can. So I'm very curious to see what Crazy are going to go for in this one. I mean, these are the rounds where you almost have to pay more attention to Crazy if you're looking for them to, if you're a fan of Crazy and you're expecting them to win rounds. It seems like the pistol rounds is where they found almost all their success. So what do we have? We've got a couple P250s, CZ, Kevlar, and that's it.
Hero AWP. Will we see the boost from short to look down mid, perhaps? We've got 4 players going on short, so we might just see that. So this is what something that Guardian and Nico like to do, but no, it's going to be a play towards Boiler instead. Let's see, Kirby will be standing outside for the time being. He's going on a little adventure, but how deep is Otto going to peek? Is he just going to stand at the bottom of the stairs, or is he going to do something funky? He's aiming pretty high. He's expecting a jump as somebody swings past the balcony position, perhaps. There we go. Gate gets taken out, but he has no idea that somebody's deep balcony. That could cost them someone else on the A-bomb site. It's going to cost him himself, in fact. So that's an important frag. And it's information as well. In the meantime, AZ's made his way towards the pool on B with 2 CTs standing there, but they know the AWP was on A. And AZ's been taken out as the bomb makes its way, only the bomb, towards Banana. So these anti-ecos and anti-force buys seem to be difficult for North. Almost favorable for Crazy.
was wondering if Esperanto would have found a way to push that.
Look at the mini-map. What is the plan here for North?
Yeah,
The bomb is alone, standing in a position where it would actually hear rotation on Speedway from players, but now it's creeping into the B bomb site alone and dies. Valde gets taken out while the other two players are top mid. What is going on? What plan is this?
I don't know. There is no plan. There is no plan. But perhaps Yugi can save this one. He's the only one with any HP. He's got the AWP as well. This is really awkward. And look at how much time has been bought. They are going to be forced. Their hand is forced by the time. Hunter needs to make sure he's just absolutely hidden here. Kirby can't check absolutely everything. Again, time is going to create a situation where they're going to have to rush things, and that's what happens when you have to rush things to crossfire now. Yugi stuck between them. He doesn't really have time to go for the bomb plant. They just have to survive, and they've managed to do it. They've won another round with pistols. It's almost every single one, James.
So, looking at the mini-map, who's number two? Number two is Hunter. Hunter was around a Speedway position. I couldn't tell if he was making any steps, but where the person carrying the bomb was standing, again, if someone is running on Speedway, you can hear that. So if he made some steps, perhaps he thought it was the last man from B and his team were trying to sell a fake towards the A bomb site on an anti-eco. I don't know that you want to sell a fake on an anti-eco with only the bomb going towards the B bomb site. Either way, the duel was lost from range on the B bomb site versus a CZ or something. That was really bad, at least in terms of the results. 7-5 in favor of North, but Crazy have been they've been gifted chances in these anti-ecos and anti-force buys. Again, they took out the AWP player towards the A bomb site on short, but didn't really have any rotation towards B. AZ was in pool for a while on his own. He died, and it just went from bad to worse.
It's got to be mega tilting for North to just lose against so many eco rounds, or like save rounds. Kevin's made a deep play towards that apartment's position, and it's a really good spot. You can catch CTs rotating, but there's 4 CTs already here, so it's unlikely he'll catch rotation just yet. Will Kirby get caught? Otto, I think, is moving towards his position now. Almost. Oh, actually, yeah. Oh, wow. All right. An incendiary deep. That's going to cover Otto, so he can't really do too much. And it's at the moment that North wanted to go for the push as well. Hunter finds the bomb. He picks up a kill. And that's so much information. North are fairly committed. They don't see anything on Banana, so they're going to keep pushing towards A. And Crazy are going to rotate everybody.
Then he survives a difficult situation for both players. The bomb's falling into the bomb site now, but Yugi's there to trade, but only after Otto gets 2. Gade and Otto fall now, and it's Yugi alone versus 3 players. Too many man. He's got some cover though, but not enough. Nexa takes him out in the dying seconds of the round. 1 round lead for North, but their money is in the bin. Their success has disappeared.
Yeah. This is actually one of those situations where North playstyle actually backfires on them because they're not running these defaults in their buy rounds. They don't have an option. If things go badly towards A, like we saw there, they're suddenly like, oh, we're committed. We can't rotate back towards Banana.
Crazy have 6 rounds on the board, and I've lost count of how many of those have come from unforced errors of North, if you will. Anti-eco rounds and so on. And you can't afford to give this many rounds to your opponent when you're mapped down.
Yeah, absolutely not. I think it's at least like 4 rounds from pistols, from saves. Obviously, there's been like 1 round had an AWP in there, and one was 2 rifles that were saved, but this is a clean one for Crazy. There is a world where they get 8-7. That should never, ever happen given the kinds of rounds that North have given up. That's absolutely mad. It's really, really mad. Oh my.
North looking like Swiss cheese at the moment.
And the pressure is really on. I mean, ultimately, North have picked up some wins here. It's not like this is like an elimination match or something like that. And that's often a situation North have been at stages like this in the major. So
look, man, it's not okay to lose games.
No, of course, no, I completely agree. But it's just, it's got to be. There's a lot of pressure on North's shoulders right now. That's for sure.
Last round of the first half. 5 AKs out for North. They've got some smoke grenades to keep some vision beyond the CT incendiaries. Now what? What will be the approach on Banana for both teams? A late Molotov from Crazy, which will put some fear for North, but that's a nice forward smoke which prohibits Crazy, limits what they can do. And Hunter starts to wonder. You can see him on the radar moving into CT spawn from Arch. And now we've got Arch smokes towards Library and the top of mid as well. In the meantime, North are going back to Old Faithful to bundle the brute force towards the B bomb site. There are only 2 players here, but if Esperanto can get the smoke down, that could be everything. But he's not going to have the angle, but he's got the spray though. Will he get a kill out of it? Running out of bullets, and Vade might punish the reload. He's going for it, but he's gone too slow. Esperanto around the corner. In the meantime, Nex has been taken out, but there are still 2 players on the B bomb site, but Hunter could not have been expecting that.
Yeah, this is really difficult now for Crazy. Honestly, though, they've already got 7 rounds. I can't believe it. Oh my God. A free one through the smoke for Esperanto. And there's a real chance here. Obviously, they have to go for it being the last round and all. They've got some retake utility. Letney is going to dispense of that incendiary. There's a peek from Valde, and all of a sudden, things are starting to turn around. Has to reposition Gade, but he will get the catch onto Esperanto. Whilst he does so, Alte with the flashbang for the assist for Letney as he pushes forwards. Still not checking second oranges where Gade's at, and there it is. Letney now has it all to do. But that bomb is surely too far ticked at this point, and indeed, North will close the half with an 8-7, but it really could have been so much worse for Crazy.
Yeah, and will it get worse for North the way that first half went? Find out after the break. Eight to 7 for North at half-time. I think the consensus will be that it should be like an 11-4 scoreline, considering the nature of the rounds they lost. But if you leave a door open, people will walk through it, especially people under the team name of Crazy. The score is close, and now we see what Crazy have to offer on the T side, starting with a pistol. Otto and Nexa will pick up some utility. No P250s for the T side. We've got the Bro Fists all around for North. And just like we saw on the Crazy side with a CZ75 for Hunter, we've got Valde with a CZ, but no Raid Boss. He's naked. He's got a HE in the CZ. What will he do with it? Exactly the same thing, actually. This is exactly the same setup that Crazy had, except Valde doesn't have any Kevlar.
See if they can get a good result from it. You know, as far as Inferno is concerned, Crazy seem to need all the help they can get. They've been finding it in some, abusing, some punishing some mistakes of North, but also ultimately it comes down to their excellent individual ability to be able to do so. And here goes the flashbang over the top. That's Valde dead straight away. Esperanto with too many angles to look at. Otto, though, were able to isolate AZ, so he's down. That's a 3 versus 3. And with a minute left and Hunter gaining information, and Kirby, is he going to suspect this? No, absolutely not. Better position on Hunter. That's a free one. And that is such an advantage now for Crazy as they have an opening towards the A-bomb site.
Yugi creeping though. Oh, that's a beautiful one shot. The bomb's on the floor for now, but now Yugi's on the floor as well. Eating the dirt. Nobody wants to do that. Gade, last man standing. Hunter will plant the bomb for the pit where Otto makes his way. Now there's a smoke, there's a molly, there's a flash. Gade spotted already. Grenades coming out. Here comes the flashbang. Hunter pops up. He's completely blind, Gade, falling back behind that smoke. They could put a molly in front of it if they want to, but you don't want to get caught with a grenade in your hand. Can focus on the pistols, on the bullets. Gade has to wait so long. He has no kit either, so this is brutal. There goes the Molotov, but straight into the smoke, which is a problem. But he's got to find his frags quickly. He last saw somebody in the pit. Doesn't know they're both on the site. He may want to consider just holding onto his Kevlar now because it's more value than the kills. 600 for the kills, 650 for the Kevlar. He's done the maths. He's got the Chinese abacus out, and he will fall away. Now, at first, when there were 2 frags for Crazy on Banana, I thought, well, they must realize what the setup was, because it was what they did. Well, did they bundle in against the last player there? But they played the other option, which is to pick players rotating. Beautiful frag in the boiler position, success in the pistol round.
Yeah, it was really beautifully set up indeed. It comes down to the execution in the end. And that quick kill from Otto in response on Yugi was really nice. I think, you know, when I saw Yugi get that 1 pop, I was not expecting that Crazy would be able to deal with it so quickly, but they did. And they have been the kings of the pistol rounds so far as this series is concerned. And Esperanto will be quickly making his way on the fast timing towards the log, so be careful though. Lots of CTs here, and a transfer. Can't quite make it there, but Otto will finish it off for him. And that's a quick 2K. North have 3 players remaining, or with Kevlar, of course, they did go for the force buy, but it's been weakened dramatically. And there are openings now towards that B-bomb site for Crazy.
Nexer and Hunter have good control of the mid position, so there'll be no flanking from North anytime soon. The smoke is up in mid. Letney holding things down on Banana, just keeping an eye on things. And North will stack the remaining players, which is smart. If I remember correctly, we had 3 players for Crazy survive in this particular round in the first half, and the same might be possible if Crazy make plays towards A. Now, surely someone's going to go for information. Next has got a Mac 10, so he could go deep towards A before they commit to the B-bomb site, find out what's going on. He's on short. There's smokes towards library. There's plenty of time for Crazy, so the general timing of this is fantastic. You can see Nexus now. He's cleared the entire A site. There's nobody in graveyard. No one on the stairs. Just needs to check pit, and the rotation for the bomb comes in. Beautiful stuff. That's exactly what you want to see. Much more coordination already than we've seen from North on their anti-force buys in this game of Inferno.
Yeah, that's such an important basic that we just saw. And I say basic, it's actually pretty... Obviously, you need to be a team to practice these things. You know, you need to have protocols so that you know how to respond in that way when stuff like this happens. That does take time, but at this level, you know, you do need to expect that. And so it's very encouraging to see that of Crazy. And as you say, James, you know, North, they kind of live by the sword and die by the sword in terms of the way that they approach their T side, in terms of, you know, really liking to not play the standard default style, which allows you to do things like this a little bit more easily, as you have presence across the map at all times. You have a player gaining information on the extremity if the bulk of your players are elsewhere, and so on and so forth. Always giving yourself options, and Crazy will lose nobody here. So it's already looking pretty clean for them, 9-8, but it will be still, I think, a pretty close game. I'm sure that North will find some footing on the CT side as soon as they can get some money in their hands. But of course, you know, they'll be playing the save once again.
A little late, Dan, but who's your go-to V pick for Inferno?
I think now we're moving on to the T side for Crazy. I'm probably going to be focusing on Hunter.
Man like Hunter.
Yeah, he had such a good performance previously as well. And as far as North are concerned, I think if you like watching pit players, you know, Gate is usually a pretty good one to watch.
Ooh. Either way, that was going to do big damage. But I think that's max damage on Letney. He won't be happy with that. I think I want to pick Hunter, but I feel like with the onus on North to win Inferno, now the bundling of the T side has come and gone. I'm going to point towards Gade as well. Although AZ was instrumental in the rounds they did win on Mirage. I'm going to go with Gade for this one.
Yeah, and another thing about AZ too is that it's kind of goes either Gade or AZ, as they are both sort of the heavy hitters on either side. AZ being one of the B players. And speaking of which, we saw the presence, the threat towards B, but now in comes Crazy towards the top mid take around 1 minute. Gade's been isolated. Where's Valley? In the boiler position. They don't know. Oh, can't quite connect the first couple of bullets, and that's going to be a wrap for him, and Kirby's dead as well. So
again, I just want to credit Crazy's timing. They're doing things a little earlier in this round than they did in the previous round as well, so to mix up the timings is good, but they're doing it with so much time to correct for any issues. Which makes me happy, because we don't see this often enough, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, it's playing the really slow style works, but it has to be done masterfully. The reason why it can work is because if you're doing it like Crazy, you can see the patterns. You can kind of predict once you see the first couple of decisions as a team that they make. You can be like, okay, this is the next natural progression, and the pacing, if it's on point, if it's not staggered or or if it's not in some way manipulated out of the ordinary or conventional pacing as we see here from Crazy, then it's kind of easy to predict. But sometimes you don't need to go to those lengths. You know, you don't need to make things complicated. You can use the basics first. But you know, one team that's was really masterful at that obviously was the likes of StarLadder when they were doing so well. You would see them go for a really fast strat, but then all of a sudden they just cut noise and just hold position and just see, okay, is there going to be a response from my opponents here? But that does, the cost is time, and if the opponents don't do anything, if you can't exploit any mistakes, then that's time that you've wasted effectively on that gamble. So back into it, full buys for both teams. Yugi on that AWP, you surely will be instrumental as well.
Moves into the tree position quickly, Otto. Now he's got no warning if any grenades come towards the tree because of that smoke, and he'll think better of it. Trying to avoid some variance. A little spray from Hunter doesn't outstay his welcome. If there was a CT there, he could spray straight back, and it would actually be easier for him because Hunter was closer to the wall of engagement. So the tracers would give him a more accurate position to punish. 2-round lead for Crazy, 1 game up at the moment, and they take mid with all their players in tow, just like North did. It seems that Crazy may try to abuse them in the same way. Yugi creeping on that short position. Hunter's waiting for him. Yugi's got an AWP, and he will deliver the shot. Pops back into the site. No response from Crazy.
That was a really nice one. It was a very important kill from Yugi. But as you say, James, Crazy have, again, they've been pretty quick about this. They've left themselves with plenty of time. They don't have any banana presence, though. And we saw that is definitely quite worrisome because it does create a big argument to not double back, but instead to commit. But what they're doing here is cool because they're just holding position. And here's the information play, and that is a punish onto Gade. And now they can queue up the push into that A-bomb side. They can press the big red button and get everybody piling on in. You can see that they are taking it methodically, though, getting the smokes in place first before they will commit onto the A side. However, Valde now stepping outside of the library, trying to see what he can find, and he's going to find Otto. Big kill from Valde.
There are 2 players on the site, and the bomb's are with Esperanto, but there's 15 seconds on the clock here, and they need to do something. There goes Valde. Yugi still alive. He's dropped the bomb as well. 10 seconds. Got to get collected. Got to get planted. AZ's the only man standing. You can see him bouncing around the arch position. There's a flash avoided by the T on the box, and Lenny won't win the duel. Next, coming around the corner. Such a crucial frag for him. Beautiful situation towards Arch. It was very back and forth. There was timing. Otto threw a smoke in Arch, just as, I want to say it was Gade who threw a Molotov from Arch to hold position and force Otto around the corner. Otherwise, he would have been susceptible to a pop flash play, but he held his position, and eventually there was a reposition, some confidence from North, took one to the face immediately, but he only saw 1 player, which is why Crazy didn't activate straight away. But there were still a bunch of CTs in the side. I think there were 2 looking at the radar, so that was a very back and forth affair. It goes down to the wire, down to the last man, but the last man is for Crazy.
Yeah, that was insane because I thought that kill from Letney was guaranteed. You could see AZ was not expecting someone to be elevated so close. It's like an awkward flick for AZ to make, and then it's a labored spray for him to get the headshot, and then he's got a reset for a 1v1 in a more even fight. And like, okay, this is going to go wrong for Crazy, but they do indeed make it work. And again, that energy that we saw in Mirage is really starting to fill the camp of Crazy once again. And back to the drawing board here for North as they've picked up the pistol, spent quite a bit of money.
Otto, sorry, accidentally bought a sword off.
Yeah, I saw that. And there's a nice nuke of that bottom banana position, and that tells the Crazy a lot. You see that many grenades at the beginning of the round, but they didn't have any players to really capitalize, but there's so much damage coming out from these grenades. Beautiful work from North to stagger them in that way, but now they've got to all rotate because they've telegraphed that they're all at banana so hard here. Surely Crazy are already on the A side.
Crazy needs some smokes in this arch position, though. Kiabi's the first one to engage. There goes the smoke, but there's grenades to come back. He's got some ball from Otto. They're running into the mill. And they get turned into grain. That leaves Gade now with a 5-7. A pop flash play won't work out. And now it's a 4-round lead for Crazy. Step by step, they are getting closer to the legend stage.
Their energy is so amazing, I have to say. It's really good to see. And again, we have to remember that this is a map where North are definitely a better Inferno team. If we look at the first half, obviously they made so many mistakes, but more of the time, North have more tools, they have more experience. They're a better Inferno team than Crazy are. You know, that was also sort of highlighted on the desk. But Crazy right now, they're just on one. They are on one. Speaking of which, Yuki's looking to get on one here as he goes for the second mid peek. It's a risky one. You can't stay out there forever, and he'll have to back away. Flash came in actually to deny him.
Yeah, I think they know what that Molotov means sometimes.
Yeah.
And what his tendencies are. So there's no peek because it's simply not necessary. The flashbang will do the job. Speaking of flashbangs, Crazy with a surprise attack into the B bomb site. They've sent false telegrams. They sent a pigeon that was intercepted with bad information, and in they charge. Now, what are North going to do? They have construction. That's really important if they want to go for this. But if they go for this and they fail, they've got no money in the bank.
Absolutely, it's a really difficult position, and as you say, you've got to make that decision really quickly before that smoke, that CT smoke goes away, because that's your free ride, that's your free ticket out of here. Valdi's going to just hang out though, and it is okay to only lose 2 players, but it is not okay to lose any more in terms of being able to drop for your teammates to get another full buy into the next round. So Valdi's going to hang out. Does he have a, no, he does not have a kit.
I can only assume this is a calculated risk to stop them from hunting further and potentially eliminating more players, to have Valde in this position. So if he engages, maybe it slows them down elsewhere, and he probably gets a frag from that position. Because again, there isn't really anything else to get out of that situation. It's not about the damage to the economy of Crazy at this point when you're 5 rounds down on the CT side. But they survive with 4. The money's not great, but a weapon can be dropped. A bunch of them have got most of their grenades already. Great timing from Crazy to just throw in a round like that, especially in the late game when you're 1 map up already. And now they're 3 rounds away.
Yeah, this is not looking good. I thought this would be a 3 map. I was expecting that we could see a great chance at an upset, but I never expected it to look like this. If Crazy had just continued winning these 2 rounds, I mean, they need 3 more, and that's it. That's a wrap. And it wouldn't just be 3 more and a 16-8. It would be like what the first map was 16-8 as well. It was also very dominant in that sense. And after seeing that first half, I don't think it's reasonable to expect Crazy to 16-8 North. That would it's just so mad. But here we go. We're back into the action. North need to find something. They've got to dig deep right now. They cannot allow Crazy to take them down in this position. Also looking for the peek. He doesn't quite have it there. That's very tight, but the tag will go onto him from Yugi. Good nade damage coming in from North as they look to really make sure that they keep control of this position. A quick jump peek coming in from AZ to get that information and feed it to his teammates. And Yugi is served up in Esperanto. And they will spot, well, North, that now Banana's completely clear. And that means that Crazy are quite committed towards this A bomb site. And that is not a good spot to be in if you're Crazy.
Gade waiting for the perfect timing. Footsteps heard, they're lining up for him. Hunter on the high ground. Kiabi still in the pit though, hasn't been seen. Valde running distraction. This is surely a round win for North. They are not too far away. Surviving with 4 players. They'll collect an AK for AZ. Kiabi's got a Krieg. And those rifles may make the difference in some duels later on.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the kind of round you need to see out of North. And it came off the back of that really fast banana control. But Crazy, they could opt to just go for a very fast timing towards A now, because that's really the only success North has really had that's been so convincing. And so you might, if you're in Crazy shoes, expect that they would do the same thing again. And so if that's the case, you go for a fast timing towards A, but it looks like they're just going to keep it the same here. But Otto's going to lead the way with the AWP. That's actually a really strong play, but the grenades are coming in, making life extremely difficult. Ooh. And that's not a good look for Crazy. They have lost a player, and oh my god, Hunter and Letney are critically wounded as well on top of that. Ouch.
Otto launched towards Mars, but it looks like the rocket exploded in the atmosphere. 4-round lead for Crazy. Not as good as it was. Can there be momentum for North? They've got Yugi on the AWP, but he's playing in the A bomb site. Now, if he was on short, he'd probably creep up and there'd be a fair chance to get the information as to what is going on, but can they get it fast enough? Gade's looking to rotate towards the B bomb site. He has 1 flashbang. Now, if North can hide at the back of the site, if they don't get Molotov from New Box, that flash could go over the roof and allow them to peek. A cheeky one from AZ with that Krieg. Again, it does make a difference after all. 5 versus 3. We've got flashes over the roof for peeks to come in, and the frags keep coming. They're lining up once more. There's a transfer for Gade. 4 players survive. 10 rounds for North.
It's getting better, slowly but surely. Are they going to be able to sap that momentum away from Crazy? They still have enough money for buys, but I feel like all it really takes here for Crazy is just like one round to kind of light that energy up again. They have to find a way to get that one, and they'll get the AWP onto Otto again. You can see that he was really focusing on that spawn. He had a good spawn, and sometimes that, you know, if you have your AWP on a really good spawn, you're going to build the round around that. If the AWP is confident to make that play, and I think that's what we saw there from Otto. He had a really good spawn. And the CTs came in a little bit late, but they had a great utility work, and that completely denied Crazy at the beginning of the rounds. Significant advantage from that point forward for North.
North now with 2 AKs and a Krieg. Always nice to have T rifles on the CT side. A little edge evened out.
Maybe Crazy want to give up Banana now and do a delayed retake, perhaps. Slow it down.
Yeah, both teams are maxed out on utility. We'll see what they choose to do. Yugi waiting for a flash, perhaps. Holding an angle for second mid. We've got HE's going down. Banana, and Otton eats that one. 64 HP there, but he's got an AWP. As long as he's alive, it only matters so much. If he can avoid further grenades, of course. Crazy look to enter the apps without permission. Looking for the color TV. Meanwhile, Yugi will drop a smoke top mid and make his way towards the B bomb site. You can see he's walking on Speedway, and again, if there are people top mid, top banana, you can get those sound cues, and North don't know if anyone's around that corner because there is a smoke up.
And now we're taking that top banana position. This is kind of what I was mentioning there. That's like that's very important. Crazy don't have to, with so much time left, they don't have to go too hard and fast here towards the A bomb sites. You can see the threats, which does pull a rotation. So it's a 2-3 setup. North don't have any information right now, really, except that there's been some pressure towards the A bomb site. For all they know, Crazy could be holding top mid and they'll re-execute into A, or they could be going for a full rotation to B. Those are the two main options that are likely, but which one? You have to make an information play to find out.
Gade was on the A bomb site. He was deep, so I wonder if he heard these footsteps moving away from top mid. Seems if he did that, they're not going to buy into it too much because Valde is still in CT spawn. He's got no grenades to help his teammates on the B bomb site, so this might be a tough one for North. There are 20 seconds though. If they can find a way to delay and make it really hard to plant the bomb, speaking of which, it's falling into the pool now. 15 seconds, and here through the smoke again, but there's a 180 with the AWP, and they're falling to pieces on the B bomb site. 8 seconds on the clock. The bomb still needs to get planted though.
I can't believe that series of frags. It was so quick. In comes Gade. He gets denied immediately. Hunter, the bouncer of the B bomb site there, will make certain that it will be the round secured for Crazy, and they will go 14-10. And my goodness, that was really. They were very composed moving into that bomb site. It can be really chaotic there, and as you say, even though North are in a position where they only have 2 players initially to defend, there is a lot of potential for delay, especially with AZ getting that first kill very quickly. But 14-10 is the score, or soon will be the score.
That was a knife edge situation.
Yeah, it was.
Honestly, if the guy in CT has one flashbang, everything could be different. But he didn't. And it's 14-10. Crazy are 2 rounds away from the legend stage of the major. What a run so far. What a run so far. We'll look at the money for North. Gade's got $8,500, but it's not spectacular for everybody. They will have to share the wealth, spread the wealth, whichever you prefer. And they will get a good buy out of it. But it has to be now for North. They can afford no more losses, figuratively, literally. Now you do wonder, Crazy have such a great opportunity ahead of them, but can they keep their nerve?
Yeah, that's a good point. You got to close, and here goes a deep nade from Gade. He's going to go all the way to second mid. That is so deep. There's the smoke, and that is unreal. The jumping headshot, I think, from Nexa. Whatever it was, it's a very dead Gade.
Divine intervention, Dan.
Yeah, it's something special, all right. And now North are in a horrible position. There's 1.5 minutes left, and Crazy have a 5 versus 4, and close to max utility.
Look at the instant response from North, putting everybody towards the A bomb site. But you do wonder. Okay, now there's 3 heading towards B. So is this a situation where they want to put everybody in one spot? And if they make the wrong choice, then they have basically more or less got a full buy for the next round. Or are they going to stretch themselves? Yuki is going to sit alone on the A site. I guess he can dance around the boxes there. But now they're starting to spread 2-2. This is, I'm not a fan of this. They bundled together 4 towards A, then they went 3 towards B. Now they're 2 and 2. And this is worst case scenario. It makes everything brittle. 2 versus 5 situation wherever the teams choose to go. But now they've been smoked off. Do they give this up? Do they save for the final round? They're all rotating towards B bomb site. Barney's made a play through, but he's gone.
Yeah, this is looking really difficult now. Does Kirby feel committed? Looks like he's going to go straight through. The spray lands, but doesn't do enough damage to get the frags. Esperanto denies them again. Yugi in a 1 versus 4, and North have committed basically everything into this retake haphazardly, and it has not worked out for them. Perhaps the pressure is getting to them somewhat, as Crazy are looking in position to close down this series. They just need to sit one more round. That's it. One more round is all they need to take down North 2-0. Yugi will be taken out as well. That's a critical frag that removes the AWP. And, well, I guess they can afford another one if Gade was to drop it, but he does not.
So much doubt for North. They rotate 4 to A. They go 3B. Then they go 2-2 versus 5 players for Crazy. But
Yes,
here they are.
It's hard decisions to be made.
Yeah. You just don't know what the right thing to do is sometimes. But they've still got a reasonable buy. They've lost to AWP, though. Yugi's down to the French gun, but who knows how this round will play out. They need 5 from 5 North. Otherwise, they go 2-1, and Crazy make their way to Legend stage. What an opportunity for Crazy. This is fantastic.
Deep smoke on the apps there for Gade to play around, and he's going to go in front of the smoke. Oh, this 1v1. Oh, beautiful Gade. It looked like he really had every ounce of information he needed there to know that was coming. And Esperanto, oh my god, there's a trade at the very least. Looked like Esperanto may have had that for free, but he'll go down. So the man advantage is with North here, and Otto not going to survive in middle. Gade really doing all that he can in this round with the 2K, and Crazy are committing towards B here. And you can see that it's an easy read for North at this point, given the positioning of Gade. He is a sentinel towards that A side of the map.
Kirby's got the flash by the well, the one we always talk about. They're just waiting for the push. They're inviting the push. Gade's watching the rotation. That's an unexpected headshot, though. There's a ding-dong from Yugi, or just a ding, and a follow-up. There's a flash from Kirby. It bombs in a weird space. And there is a boost. Letney's looking for it, but he looks away. He pulls the bomb out, and he can do nothing much. A round for North. Yugi gets an upgrade just in time. It goes from an M4 to an AK. So that's a plus. But they need 4 from 4 now, North.
The money's not perfect for Crazy as well. You know, they can get a 4 buy no problem in this round with a drop or a couple drops. But after that, you know, if North are to pick up their 12th round, win this one, then it will be a save for Crazy. And then all of a sudden it's 13-15, and you know, North are almost there, almost at overtime territory. For Crazy, though, as well, you know, if you are the underdog, you know, you don't want this to go to overtime, obviously. You want to close this series out as quickly as possible against a team like North. You just have to, you really have to find a way to do that. You cannot lose your nerve. You cannot have any ounce of doubt or lack of focus coming in at these, you know, these positions. And sometimes that can creep in when, you know, teams or players who are inexperienced or are in the underdog situation. They're so close, and you start thinking about, we're doing it. And that can be a negative thing as well. But the job is not done just yet, and the round will continue. Deep smoke coming in from the CTs there. North looking to take banana control, and Crazy giving it up early, more or less, and I don't blame them, because they've been getting absolutely wrecked by those early grenades of North on banana, so North don't have to invest that much to get it this time.
Morse code. Both teams saying hello. New age Morse code. Doesn't matter how many bullets you fire, it's still hello. Moving it out of the boiler position, excuse me. Yugi gets taken out. Early problems here for North. 3 players still towards this A bomb site, however. AZ being entrusted with Banana. Esperanto continues to move forward. He sees 2. That's a lot of information, but can they get the frags? It's all the CTs getting the frags now. 3 versus 2 in favor of North. We've got the pop flashes off the door into that short position. Otto stuck behind the hay bales. His teammates in tow as well. Surely there are sound cues. Beautiful from Kiabi. There is a crossfire for the CTs. That smoke will soon go, but here's a new one. Kiabi's repositioned. There's flashes and there are frags. And North once again survive with 3 players. And they get an AWP out of it. They need 3 from 3.
Yep. And it's a save, as we were talking about, for Crazy. And Man, you can see how dangerous it is if you're trying to move in towards the A-bomb site and all you have is the porch push and you don't have any way to split it. Like, you don't have anyone going up past, you have nobody going out the apartments. It's just a horrible crossfire to deal with for the CTs. You can see they have multiple levels, multiple angles. It is impossible. And good display there from North in that sense to crush that one. However, it's pistols and crazy, so you never know.
You never know, man. We've seen it far too many times. We've seen plenty of matches won in the most absurd situations. Counter-Strike can often be stranger than fiction, the way some of these rounds play out. No flashbangs, no problem. Making no assumptions. 3 players near top mid. We saw a pop flash play to burst out of Boiler in the previous round. It'll be pretty dry as Biltong on this one if they go for that. North getting closer on Banana now, and you never know in situations like this. AZ's going to have to deliver. But if he runs out of bullets at the wrong time, you can see waiting for the reload, Letney trying to punish and get a 1 versus 1, which he did get, didn't win though. And there's a nice cleanup. North are 2 rounds away from overtime, from survival in this series.
Yeah, looking really good for them. And it's up to Crazy once again to find a way to scrape a win. And they have been playing the defaults like pretty well. Honestly, this game started to turn around when Crazy kept trying to force the issue towards Banana, and North finally had enough utility to play the utility game on Banana correctly. And then Crazy were getting such a bad exchange on Banana that they started giving it up. And that extra map control is really what made the difference for North. However, there are ways to approach that. For example, a delayed retake of Banana. But that said, you know what? He's just going to take down Esperanto with a peek. And that's a beautiful start for the likes of North.
Crazy have got to get a bomb plant at an absolute minimum, which would give them 3,700 in the next round. They've got to get a bomb plant, otherwise they are screwed. Not looking bloody likely though, is it? The way things are going, they're blind, they're close to flames. And there's only 3 remaining. Have Crazy run out of steam on Inferno. Gade creeping up to that short position, just waiting to pop out. Otto taken out. North now angry. There goes the bomb. I don't think they're going to get that bomb plant again. Nex has got literally no money. Nothing in his pockets but knives and lint. With no bomb plant, it is not going to be easy, but they will be able to get utility and pistols at least. Maybe something can be done. He gets 2. Okay, Nex up. He needs an ace. He won't get it. The damage is irrelevant. It's a nice highlight, but there's plenty of money for North. They've got a 4-buy, and Crazy do not.
It's actually mad because he actually pre-aimed towards Kirby. And if Kirby peaked with the same pacing that all of his teammates did, he was probably going to die, given what just happened, what just came to pass. Look at the timing of this. 1, 2, 3, and then the 4th, he peaks at the same time to Kirby's position. That was mad. Nexus, so dangerous, my god.
Yeah, but look at this. This is a dangerous buy for Crazy. Again, the thing about this is they've got some pistols and some SMGs and a rifle, but they have enough utility to get close or to try to at least. They're getting wiped out in Banana once again. A 2nd win for North.
Yeah, so important. Again, you can see everything really pivots off of their tactical superiority on Banana. The way that they execute that is superior. Otto misses an opportunity with the Deagle. Will he be afforded another? Moving quickly towards the A-bomb side. There are CTs all over the place with better weaponry. Timing is a huge problem. Grenades are a huge problem, and it's looking really good here for North to secure the overtime. Now, Hunter taking some more damage. He's got to get out of this position quickly. Flick from Yugi will land, and Hunter is dead, and that's it. North have secured overtime. What a horrible, horrible situation, but they managed to make it back.
A sigh of relief, but not much time to rest. They've brought it to overtime, but they are still a game down, North. Fighting for a place with the legends.
Yeah, it's a big one. It is a big, big one. And for Crazy to make it there, obviously, is something that not many people would have expected. They've done so much work behind the scenes. And for those people, I think, who really know the scene very well, you look at this team, you're like, my God, there's so much talent on this roster. It's crazy. You know, people have been talking about Esperanto for a long time. Obviously, we've seen Nexa. You know, he came up as a leader of Renegades, which was quite surprising. You know, throw the Serbian in with the Aussies a long time ago as the in-game leader, no less. So he's been around for a while, and you know, Hunter as well. Like, these are like very good players. They've been around for quite a while at this point. young talent's really blooming. And here we go, into the overtime, and it's a very fast play down middle for Valde. What on earth is this? Down in the crawl space, the second mid, catching Hunter. What the hell? How does he get a second one? The punish from Esperanto failing demonstrably there. That is incredible.
What even is that? It's like playing matchmaking against hackers. 2 versus 4 for Crazy. This is not how you want to start overtime. North with brazen plays, taking absolute liberties.
Who goes into crawl space and just goes for it like that? That is kind of mad. It's like if did Valde at the beginning of the round said, I know guys, I'm just gonna rush into crawl space.
He flicked a switch in his head. The rage is on.
I mean, you gotta get, I mean, in overtime things do get pretty mad, and that's a good play to make to really mix things up. You know, so much expectation, the pacing's been kind of slow. Then you throw that one at them. Didn't see it coming.
Still doable for Crazy because whatever site they choose to push, they're in a 2 versus 2 situation, unbeknownst to them. But I think it's a reasonable expectation. Letney creeping, but it's a beautiful off angle from Kiabi. Gade's been spotted and swatted by Nexa. Looking for more headshots now, but he's got to speed up. He's got 30 seconds, and he knows there's a rotation coming in from the CTs. Time is of the essence. Sees nobody bottom mid, and he's smoked off. Doesn't have too much to lose. He'll put a smoke up for isolation, drop one flashbang, drop another one, make his way through if he can. Kiabi pops out, dies. 15 seconds. They don't need to engage now. Just hold an off angle with Yugi towards the bomb site, and that's a wrap. He'll get more aggressive than that. The first round goes to North. Been a while since they've been in a lead, but here they are.
Yeah, and it's such a when you hit overtime after such a painful game. Let's not forget that after the first half, they were probably looking at the scoreline and just thinking to themselves, "What the hell just happened? Like, we lost against like 4 pistol rounds. This should have been like a 12-3 first half for us, and instead it was like an 8-7. That doesn't make sense." And then they had to go into that second half just losing all the opening rounds, and they finally found their way back. The big reset button was pressed. All their sins have been washed away. They've been baptized. They've been cleansed. And now they're in the lead. It's got to feel good.
1 minute 30 on the clock. Crazy showing presence towards Banana. A Molotov has been deployed. There's one exchange by North. North, though, they still have top mid. They've got 2 players creeping, and I think they've just boosted Kiabi onto the porch. They have indeed. Now, we have a rotation coming in. Yugi's making his way over. He'll get to the well in time to throw a flashbang, should one be required. Otto's holding a flash of his own, and there goes a smoke from Nexa. So we've got a reposition from North. There won't be a pop flash. Yugi's in a more forward position. Will there be a boost? Well, that will certainly help. There's still plenty of time here for Crazy. Again, they like having time on the clock so they can have a plan B and a plan C. But now they're quietly waiting. But again, they have no presence in top mid. North have not been denied information, and that is a problem for this push.
Yeah, it really is. Your 3 players in position, though. AZ, oh my, gets himself one, and it is going really well here for North. Oh man, deleting everybody. The Crazy Esperanto. That's not a bad second kill, but it's all flash and no substance in the end because they needed the round, and they will be denied it.
Seems that Crazy did not do a good enough job towards top mid to deny that information for North. I mean, if they don't have any vision towards top mid, then maybe they get punished for trying to get that, either towards A with a pop flash play, towards B with a pop flash play, rather. Who knows? But North were prepared. They were comfortable. They had plenty of utility. They had the counter smokes. They killed the time. All Crazy could do was stand there. And now they find themselves with a Mac 10 in the last round of overtime in the first half of overtime. And North are just growing with confidence. They've weathered the storm. And now they are taking control of this game of Inferno.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? Like, again, it's just overtime is the great equalizer in the sense of more than just the scoreline, but the mentality as well. And you know, North, if they're able to get this 3-0 sweep, you got to favor their chances to force it to a third. Either way, we want to get ahead of ourselves just yet. Kirby going for the jiggles here, and Letney's actually crossed the angle. Flashbang, and he's going to be able to get that kill. Nice one from Letney. doing the job that he needed to do as Crazy now start to power their way through Porch towards that A-bomb site. Rotations coming in quickly now for the North's team, but they will be smoked off. Will Valde try to go through this? Gade is left alone. How much damage can he get as they jump over towards his position? There's one. Can they find a plant? Valde, that might be his cue to move through the smoke. Indeed it is, as Gade has had a successful distraction onto this push. And oh my goodness, the 3-0 indeed for North. You said it was confident, James. It ultimately is more than confident at this point. They're looking incredible now.
I did wonder if I think we saw a forward smoke there from the CTs. It's very, very gimmicky, but you can put a forward smoke when you're smoked off an arch, and you can hop onto the Vespa to get towards the graveyard position, but Valde just creeps around the smoke, playing off of the distraction from his teammates. And again, North are absolutely in the driving seat now, obviously by score, but just the way each round was won. And towards the end of the normal time as well, a very different North we're seeing, an angry North, looking like they have teeth in that lion, rather than dentures, which is how it felt like in some rounds. 3 game points for North to take it to a third map. You'd be very surprised if they couldn't do this. Again, the way they play the rounds as well, they don't have to worry about anti-force by and anti-ecos, which is the rounds they were losing on the T side. They abuse their numbers. They charge into a site. How do you stop that? If you're Crazy in overtime where you have to win every round, do you make a forward play? Do you make those pop flash plays? Do you increase your risk to get an early advantage?
Yeah, it's all or nothing at this point. They've got to really turn up the pace, I think, and throw caution to the wind. And hey, you know what? They won map 1, so at the very least, they're guaranteed a third map. So there is that, and that's really helpful too when you don't have the pressure that the series is lost should you lose this over time. It's a little bit easier to make those risky plays. I mean, that was the cool thing we saw about, with North actually. North are very experienced and they understand that when you're losing rounds, when you're struggling, that's not a sign that you should tighten up all the time. Like, you should keep playing some of the aggressive rounds that you've been practicing. Like definitely a thing poker players would be familiar with. When you start losing, you start tightening up and betraying your strategy. Not even realizing it sometimes. North will take this with a slow approach on the T side so far, as they perhaps are maybe expecting some madness from the likes of Crazy. Esperanto with that AWP. He's not going to see all that much just yet. That's a beautiful molly. Look at that. Forces him all the way back. Going to buy some time for sure. Crazy don't know what's going on at this point.
And that is the problem. A good demonstration of denial of information. But once again, when you've got that AWP on short, often they will start to creep up and look for that info. Otto ahead of the smoke, but he falls back behind it. They're playing it safe, but again, the numbers are going to get abused. There's no vision whatsoever towards Banana either. It's just complete guesswork. If they make the wrong guesswork and the team are out of position once the entries come in, it could be disastrous for North. I mean, for Crazy, excuse me. And he's got to be really careful here in case he gets peeked. Okay, Otto's got the angle. He's fine. So we've got presence being shown. A smoke, a very long smoke CT thrown towards the B bomb site, but there's no rotation whatsoever for Crazy. They're not too worried about Arch, where there's a Molotov at the moment. 20 seconds for North, and again, it's going to be a 5 versus 3. Could be worse. Big flashes coming in. Otto's going to find 2, but there's a player on the balcony. Hunter with delivering multi-kills. 10 seconds now. We've got a human missile crisis on the A bomb site, but has he done the job? 6 seconds to plant the bomb. There isn't, and oh, it's going to be a close one. He might just get this.
Oh, there it is. And Kirby, he's got 10 HP. He's stuck on the bomb side here. And Esperanto's cutting off the angles there. Oh my goodness, Kirby. He's going to just hold this very tight. They're looking for Esperanto to peek. It's a right eye peek. Oh, man. Esperanto nails that one. Kirby didn't even get to pull the trigger. And that's going to be a much needed round for Crazy. And James, you're talking about how North like to bundle into bomb sites there. We saw that style of play in this round. It's so tense because, as you say, to find out like what's happening, you got to make an information play. But if North are on the other end of that info play, there's not just one guy there. There's probably 5 guys there. Yeah. So at that point, you're just going to be sitting on the bomb sites like we saw Crazy doing it here until North hit you with a set piece. You just got to wait it out, sweating bullets.
Yeah, they're a mobile burger bar on the T side of Inferno. 5 guys on road. 2 rounds to go for Crazy. 2 chances for North to bring it to a third map and avoid a second overtime. An exchange of grenades on Banana. North look like they've got somewhere to be, but they're walking in the flames. Yugi half health, so is AZ. But they've done the initial part. They've taken Banana. It's cost them some HP. Cheeky frag from Otto, though. He sees plenty of players rotating as well. He's got some information for the next 10 to 15 seconds, but North are going straight back to the B bomb site.
What a beautiful abuse there from Crazy. You've got to love it. They are playing against the style of their opponent. They realize, Esperanto saw all the presence on Banana, so Otto double checks it. He knows it's safe to go for the mid peak. It's North. They're not going to have any lurkers hanging out in mid. And indeed, it works out this time, at least, for Crazy. And North are back in towards the B-bomb site. And it's a 4 versus 2 situation here for North. Can they make it work? Nexa drops one. He is being stellar here with the 7-4. But now it's down to Esperanto once again with the AWP in hand. He's being challenged, looking away for the flashbang from a teammate. And he gets the one he needed to get.
3 versus 1. Gade has to plant that bomb quickly, but with 45 seconds, he's looking to eliminate players first. Again, he doesn't necessarily, never mind, he's going to get taken out. Too many man. Crazy continue to find success. We said they probably had to take some risk. Otherwise, North are going to abuse those numbers. Otto top mid takes that risk, gets a frag, falls back. North tries to turn things around towards B. Doesn't happen. Beautiful frags. It's not easy to get those frags from Coffin. People are going to be probably holding angles when you peek. It's a very tense thing to do, but Crazy deliver. And now we are 1 round away from a potential second overtime or a third map.
And I just love so much that Crazy understand how to play against North style. They bore the brunt of it in regulation, and now you can see that they are reacting really effectively. They understand when they see a piece of information, and they process it into what they expect from North, and they get an answer, which has so far been accurate in this overtime. Now it all slows down once again. North are playing more relaxed. It appears a little bit more default. We saw this previously from North, though. They just try to deny that information in a very passive way for you as the CTs, and this time it's a little bit different because Crazy are taking a risk. They are holding 4 towards A. And normally this is to punish defaults, but you don't see too many defaults from the likes of North. There's a smoke on Arch side. What does it mean here? Crazy will rotate Nexa back, but it's looking like it's going to be an A play here from North once again.
It's a nice molly. Forcing Valde forward, but there's no challenge. Got to be careful of a pop flash play, and it seems as one's coming in. There's Hunter. Beautiful stuff. And that's information, but they need more frags. There's still 4 North players around this A bomb site, and Otto again with the cheeky picks. He sees the bomb. There's the flick as well. Flick for the jigs. The bomb's on the floor, and it's Kiabi versus 5. Disaster has struck for North.
This is such a desperate spot, and they know that he's there. They saw him throw the lurk smoke. It's all he can do to get a headshot, and they've done it. A 3-0. They've equaled it up. They tied it up. They have managed to do something that I didn't think they were going to be able to do, James. They got 3 rounds back to back, and we are going to another one, another overtime.
Absolutely absurd. No respect style from Otto. He is morally bankrupt, taking liberties top mid from the arch position.
That is so fantastic to see. You got to love a match that gets to an overtime like this. Both teams really sussing each other out, but you got to say that Crazy have really figured out North more so. And the fact that Otto, as you say, is so bold to make those peaks in a situation where if he makes a mistake, it could be over, is beautiful. He's really taken some very appropriate risks. It's not just some dumb luck or some dumb aggressions, just gambling it all away. It's calculated and it works. 2 AWPs here for Crazy. They get to continue on the half in which they found so much success. But Otto, is he going to go for it? He's got to be so confident after that one.
Now, that scope will be heard by Gade, I do believe, but I can't imagine he expects it to be in Boiler. Or maybe he does. We've got the pre-fire there. Now, what can you do? He could have a flash through the window. He's going to go for the cheeky peek. I think Otto was a bit slow on that one.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he didn't pull the trigger earlier, but now the monster, King Kong on the A bomb site has been taken out. Maybe they can reclaim the building, North. Man advantage for them. A much slower round than they like to play on Inferno, but so far so successful.
And this is a spot where Esperanto got a lot of info towards Banana. And he was going to rotate towards A, but he just heard a flash. Again, knowing that if North aren't showing presence, they're probably all together on the other side of the map. But in hearing that flashbang, that tells them a lot. However, they still don't know too much. And they've got to be careful because North are going to understand that you're adjusting to their play style. So you can't always do the same thing as you've been doing here. And North are splitting things up here. They're actually looking a bit more standard. And Hunter goes for the info play, and the punish is in. North look very good here.
Yeah, they've seen the bomb towards the A bomb site, and then they move. Letney though with the transfer, beautiful stuff. He keeps going forward, but he loses control of the bomb, leaves Nexa alone, but he's gone past double stack, and Yugi scoped in, but the timing is unbelievable. Can he survive, Yugi? 20 seconds, he finally goes down. Nexa slithering away to the pit. 16 seconds for Kjabi to find him. He's been busy elsewhere. Moving in now quickly. He's got 10 seconds to find out where the CT is. He could be anywhere, but he spotted him. 7 seconds. He's going to go for the bomb plant. That's pretty much guaranteed at this point. Nexa with 15 HP versus the AK of Kjabi. Dancing around with some pre-fire here and there. Spots a shoulder. Nexa just holding position, waiting for Kjabi to move into his crosshair. Another elbow seen. Kjabi goes wide. No fear from Kjabi. High flashbang. Nexa, oh, he was so close. I think he shot him in the head through the box, but it wasn't enough. The round goes to North.
Oh, wow, what a close one. It's crazy as well because Yugi tagged him just before he died. He legged him. So went down from 100 to 50, and that is it's just madness. Look at this play from Letney. And this is like running forwards after this instead of just retreating to the pit, which would be guaranteed safe, that's just overtime craziness. That's overtime madness. Like, there's just certain decisions that get made in overtimes that you can't really quantify, and you can't judge them, James. You cannot judge them. So here it is, a pause. North take a pause, and it's perhaps much needed for pretty much everybody, including us. Giving us a breather, a rest from the high-octane action that this match has turned out to be.
They'll be leading the kill feed with 34 frags in the second overtime. 2 AWPs for Crazy. 1 round lead for North. Broken the curse of the previous overtime on the T side at the very least. Now can they take momentum once again?
Hunter going pretty... Oh my god, he's going deep again. He is such a bold player, isn't he? Got to be careful with the timings. And he will fall back to safety. However, Esperanto is looking a little bit cheeky here, and Yugi is ready and waiting. They were waiting for a push, and there it was. Yugi is in position, ready, willing and able.
That was really unfortunate for Crazy though. It was an accidental bait because Esperanto spotted an elbow of somebody by the corner of the wall, and he was chasing that while Yugi was holding the angle. Otherwise, I'd be surprised if he would have peeked that far. And those margins are brutal in a situation such as this, where you're fighting for a 2-0, also trying to make a gap for himself. Not quite working out. More of a shotgun gap than a long-range AWP, and he'll still hold his position. He's been so key in this overtime for Crazy. More smokes going up, moves to the library position, charging through the smoke. He's got to play it by Archer as well, and it turns into a bait. Beautiful stuff. Otto is taking liberties again. 4 versus 2 now for Crazy as they try to hold on to the A-bomb site, and there goes the bomb.
And there it is, 1 round apiece here in this second overtime. At this point, how do you call this match? It is so difficult to say. Obviously, the pressure is on North. If you are just joining us, if you're so fortunate to be catching this game before it is over, Crazy won Mirage. I believe it was 16-8 in their favor. It was their pick. Crazy are pretty damn good on Mirage. North are fighting for the series, not their life, but the series here. The winner of this one can advance into the next stage. So a lot of pressure on this match. North definitely the favorites. Esperanto can take a shot there. Look at the pacing coming in here from North. They are moving up very quickly. Good grenade work to take down Valde, but Nexa goes in for a kill to see what's going on, and he will pay for that with his life.
Didn't check the corner. Maybe thought there was fire there. But it was a different kind of fire. Fire that comes with a muzzle flash. 19 apiece, 4 apiece. But again, North with the caravan towards the B bomb site. They're all in line. Setting up the grenades. Are there any counters to be had? Hunter's got a flash. He's not holding it though. Esperanto will soon be smoked off. And the other 2 Crazy players are pretty far away. There's a counter smoke grenade. Hunter's facing the wall, waiting for the flashes to come in. But how many frags is he good for? He's going to eat the second one. Chain flash is so important. AZ rotating wide to flank the construction position. Esperanto's surely going to go down in seconds. 45 on the clock. Yugi is under the coffin position. Beautiful shot, making sure it lands on the head. Can't land the flick though on Kiabi. And here comes AZ as well, and there goes the bomb site.
Yeah, and after that, surely there's not much that can be done here. Lenny will swing in. Doesn't have much to work with. And Otto will come in as well, but a little bit late.
They had a Molotov on the bomb, which has only now been collected. Oh, he's got. If he had a HG, if he bounces a HG off the wall, it would kill AZ. The fadeaway, is that going to do the job? No!
Ooh.
1 HP! That could have been everything!
They know where he is, surely. He's going to be in one of two places as he makes his presence known with that AWP pulling the trigger. He will work around the corner. That's fantastic, Otto. He does take some damage in the process, but that was a fast shot. He is absolutely feeling it, but as you say, James, if he'd bounced that grenade correctly onto the common plant spot, which was where the plant was going down, he gets the kill there, and then he gets the delay, and then he gets a 1v2 with them trying to plant the bomb. Everything's different.
The margins are thin for a win in Berlin. 1 HP with fadeaway
Nice.
HG. If he threw that off the wall, he's dead.
Yeah, 100%
He's
dead.
dead. Guaranteed.
It's kind of funny because it looked like the way he lined up the grenade and controlled the trajectory, so it didn't go too deep and so on. It looked like it was for that spot as well, but just a worse,
I'm sure it was, yeah.
version of that, which is weird because the other one's really commonly known.
1 HP, absolutely bananas. Who knows? Especially with Otto in tow. Like, who the hell knows what happens if he gets that frag?
Like how he's powering up, like an episode of Dragon Ball Z, just getting stronger and stronger here.
North must have had the fear of God when they saw that grenade sailing in, if they even saw it. But here they are. They are 1 round ahead as they move towards the CT side. They had some success on their T side. And now it's down to Crazy to turn things around. Again, Crazy playing for a spot in Legend stage in this overtime. North fighting for survival.
It is a tough life out there. Inferno is not being kind to either of these teams. Crazy going with more perhaps of a North-esque approach, looking towards that top mid area. Not messing around with Banana at all. Smoke towards Library, and there's 4 players here for North. And he waits patiently on the pallet here. How much damage can be done? That fast work has been brilliant from Crazy, but they'll still pick up the kill against Letney. Trade is not working out here for Crazy. Nice movement from Hunter. That wide peak does the job. He collects the bomb. Nexa! He gets himself number 2, and that is an open A bomb site. And now it's up to Yugi. I cannot believe they managed to still convert on this A bomb site.
Does Yugi commit to this? Because if they lose everything with the AWP, well, I don't think it was double AWP, but still, it is risky. Next is on 2 HP. He's got a Molotov, but what could he hope to do with it in this situation? And how could he know how low Nexa is? It seems he's going to give it a go. Creeping towards the site. I don't know where he is, but Nexa may have just spotted him. I'm not really sure, but he's seen him now. And there it is, 2020.
What a sick trio of kills from Nexa. That was looking so favorable for North. That arch play looked pretty flat. You can see Tarek there giving the respect to Crazy that they definitely deserve. Their performance has been really fantastic so far at this major and building up to this major. I've never seen Nexa look so good as a player. I mean, I've seen the glimpses.
He's got a great head of hair, Nexa. 20 rounds each. First team to 22 rounds will take it.
Oh, that's a punish and a half.
Yugi towards the arch position will be denied information. Does he rattle off a shot? He does. Starts to rotate immediately. In the meantime, Crazy showing some presence towards the B bomb site. Despite the Molotovs throwing top banana, there will be a rotation from Vale from B to A. There's no vision of arch, so someone's got to go there and see what's going on and make sure there's no wrap. Flashbangs, Hunter's behind the pillar. I don't know if Yugi's seen him. I don't think he has. A transfer won't work this time, but it's still a 4 versus 2 for Crazy. That's the first kill for North in this round.
Absolutely, not looking good for them. It's the first to 22 to take this one, and Crazy are looking like they're going to get there first at this rate. Yugi and AZ are going to be playing the save game, and you can hear the crowd. They know what that means. Another round going the way of Crazy. And again, just to reiterate, this is going to be match point.
All the marbles.
This is going to be the match point for Crazy. They'll just need to win one more. That's all they'll need. That clutch from Nexa, again, is just so phenomenal. This is going down to some of the finest of margins. This is why people love watching Counter-Strike, James. It's why I like watching Counter-Strike.
Yeah, if you're a crazy fan, the question is this the run? Match point coming the way of Crazy in just a few seconds. Yugi's really got to hold on to this AWP. He's got $250 in the bank. And that's why I was asking questions in the round prior about if he was going to go for it or not, because if things go south in this particular round, then on the final one, you could be caught in a very, very bad situation. And we will see a bad situation, I think, for some of these players. And then four's being pulled out. But we'll see what Kiabi and Gate are left with. Indeed, Kiabi going down to the UMP. So decisions have to be made on it when you're on the CT side in overtime. Double UMP, double M4. Plenty of utility, though, for North. Let's see what they can do with it.
Big problems here for North on those 2 UMPs. They are good on this map. You can get some great ranges indeed, but 2-3 setup for North. They keep things standard, more or less, at the beginning of this one. And it's not too much of a mad start from Crazy either. They have 2 players towards Banana and 2 towards the apartments. Bomb deciding which way it wants to go in the hands of Otto. And he will make his way up second mid with that bomb. Oh, no, actually going through the crawl space. All right.
And it really is all about Yugi in this round for North. I said time and time again, when that denial of information comes in towards top mid, if you've got an AWP on short, the more aggressive ones will creep back up and get that info. That's where Yugi is at the moment. The initial challenge comes in. Crazy throwing smoke grenades towards the arch position while Esperanto tries to get some info towards B. They would love to know where Yugi is. I don't think they know just yet. And in fact, he's gone back to the A bomb site once again. So there is that denial of info.
It's a fake. They're really trying to represent that Esperanto's a lurker towards B, just trying to harass. And you know what? North, it looks like they may have read this, James, because they're not moving a muscle in terms of just keeping 3 on B. And here comes the set piece. It's all on this.
They've got the counter smoke though. Do Crazy go through it? There might be flashbangs, but this could be disastrous. That wasn't a good start. But this is the last round of this overtime. They're lining up, but they are about to take the bomb site. There it is. Man advantage for Crazy as they look to plant the bomb now with 20 seconds remaining, and North are very far away.
It's a big rotation, and Yugi, ooh, just missing his opportunity by a hair there. And that will be Otto getting into position, but maybe not for long there. That incendiary will sail forwards. Otto not wanting to take a peek here, which is actually pretty smart. Instead of doing that, he's just going to fall back with his teammates. Kirby will find one of the 2 players. Nice dink comes in from Kirby, and also Yugi gets a pick also. So it's now down to Nexa, 1 versus 2. This is for the win. Can Nexa do it under the pressure as he gets 1? There's the second one, but no! Yugi denies, and not stay alive for yet another overtime.
There's time. Look at his face. This is so tense. It's not over just yet. Both teams 2-0 at the moment. But one team is 1-0 in this series. It's crazy, but they just can't take it over the line. They just can't stop North. They can't extinguish that fire completely. Here we go again.
I mean, I wouldn't want it any other way, James. I wouldn't want it any other way. The thing is that I don't think there's any... I mean, if there's a third map, the only loser, I suppose, is Crazy. I think everybody else wins because we get to see more of this awesome matchup. However, of course, you know, if you're Crazy, you really do want to finish this ASAP. Taco also throw in some love towards Crazy. So good to see all the eyes on this match. And the Majors really produce some phenomenal Counter-Strike. It is the biggest stage, the most important stage for a player in the game to make their name, to start their legacy, or perhaps for it to be ended. Also, definitely starting a legacy with some of the AWP shenanigans we've seen out of him. That's a nice opening towards Banana.
And look at the rotation from North. They've got 2 players making their way towards the B bomb site to help AZ out. Got some more jiggling from Esperanto. And this is what I love to see. He's being somewhat consistent with this. It is dangerous. You can see he's down to 20 HP, but you never know if he's alone or if he has an army behind him. But North are going for a retake of Banana and a smoke at the half wall. A lovely response. They've left Valde standing on A on his own with smoke in the apartments to stop any potential burst. So that is great confidence from North. And again, they took confidence and took momentum in previous overtimes. This is overtime number 3, so it's the first team to 25 to take this. Otherwise, it's overtime number 4.
Overtime number 4, bring it on. Bring it on. Lenny will be leading the way there with the likes of Nexa towards that statue, and Kirby, he is in trouble. 4 HP, 1 bullet, does it. How the hell does he get out of there? I don't understand how that is possible, that Kirby is alive. We'll have to see if that has a part to play in the future now that we see Valde. The focus is on him as he tries to defend from Graveyard, looking for the perfect timing. There's players coming in from left and from right, and there it is. There's one, and the second one as well. Beautifully played, the timing impeccable from the likes of Valde, leaving Esperanto in a 1 versus 3, and his head is well and truly gone. So there it is. Once again, North open up an overtime with the round, but they've got to be getting tired at this point, James. It's getting pretty late. It's 10:30 p.m. I can't believe it. It is 10:30 p.m. Wow, this series has been going on for quite some time.
Cut to ribbons, crazy, on the A bomb site. North take first blood. Now let's see what they have in store. Are they going second mid? Is Valde going towards the window position? Looks like he was. So now you see, now you know why you sometimes see a smoke grenade on the flower pot ledge. When that Molotov comes in through the window, it extinguishes that to allow the CTs to peek. So every now and then you see the gimmick smoke thrown in that position, but not this time. Kirby still with bad intentions, creeping through the apartments. Hunter's about to jump to his doom, though. Didn't see the angle. Can Kirby get out of there? It looks like he can. In the meantime, Crazy have taken top banana, and a third and fourth man are potentially rotating in that direction.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good here for North, and you got to look at Kirby's performance in this game. I feel like he's been quietly doing a lot of damage, 40 for 22, and there's another pick coming in from the likes of North. They are looking very good. Crazy down to 3, and without a single frag as a response, their options start to get quite limited as to what could even be a possible entry point. Valde, behind that smoke on the arch side, is going to line them up.
Oh, dear.
I think he didn't spare a single bullet. They didn't waste a single one. Okay, well, North are looking like they're about to get a second round. Esperanto in trouble here.
They're in a lot of trouble now, Crazy. 24 seconds on the clock. Does he try to push one of these sites? Well, he doesn't really have any the money. Okay, he's got 5K, but Otto's got 2,400. Next to with 2,950 as they move towards the last round of the first half. So this is a pretty rough spot for Crazy once again.
Yeah, definitely. You know, if you purchase those orbs, and money runs out really fast. You need to win one of those rounds, or if you're on the T side, you need to get at least a bomb plant or two if you're going to be losing both those 2 opening rounds. Otherwise, you're in a spot where you got 2 Deagles in an overtime. Never ideal. Valde's picked himself up a Krieg, as has AZ, so North are fairly happy here, and they're looking like they might be good for another 3-0. They're going to mix things up with an aggression. Yugi covering down towards the pit as we get Valde once more going very, very deep. They won't suspect this. There's no response whatsoever, and that's the bomb at the feet of Valde.
Absolutely ridiculous performance from Valde. He has neutered Crazy's push, but this could still get turned around. Yugi doesn't land his shot. Not enough of it anyway. Minute 20, the bomb can be collected. Hasn't been just yet though. Crazy looking to punish these positions, and Hunter will do exactly that. 3 versus 3, make it 2. The bomb still has to be collected. Oh dear, okay. All right, AZ, I thought he might rotate through Banana, but there's a smoke up on top of Banana, so they'll go CT, which allows Crazy to get the bomb. Otherwise, he would have seen it, and things would have got real funky. Next, will be careful. Does not know what to expect. In the meantime, AZ's moving towards the arch. No, they're not really sure what's going on. North, they're going back and forth, considering their options, but the bomb will be making it to the A bomb site. It's going to be a boost over the smoke, and that bomb has just made it onto the site now. 40 seconds left. There's a Molotov, but can North take this round? Crazy have got a choke point for the time being. Plenty of utility being exchanged, making it through now. There's an exchange. That's really close. 1 for 1 though, leaves AZ alone in a 1 versus 2. He's got to jump on one of them, but where is Nexa? Last seen on the site, creeping around the smoke, jumping onto the vest, but it won't be enough. That's a very important round for Crazy.
I can't believe it. They were down 3 against 5 after Valde rushed down middle and got a 2K. And after that 2K, Hunter swung on mid and picked Valde off in a 1 versus 1. If he doesn't get that kill that quickly, the round is very likely over. And for him to get that kill, and then Esperanto starts pushing down Porch, creates a huge amount of space for the likes of Crazy, and so then they're in a great position. And this play from Nexa, that is kind of nuts. He's been doing some really good stuff in the clutch situations. There he takes a really forward off angle around the side of the smoke, and AZ feels like that's a play that he's never going to be making. We see AZ spraying into the smoke. And so Nexa, he's been very impressive. Really liked what he's been doing on the server. And same can be said for Kirby here for North. And Danes are really being tested here by Crazy. And here we go, once again. I cannot wait to see what Otto's going to be up to. I feel like he keeps getting powered up, James. And there it is.
Boy.
Takes down Yugi. These peaks in mid are just, what do you want? What do you do with that?
Straight back to the shenanigans, Otto. Straight back to them. He was such a problem in all the other overtimes. I'm starting to lose count. Overtime 3, okay. Early 5 versus 4 for Crazy. Again, the first team to 25 rounds. So Crazy need all 3 rounds in this half. North need 2 of the 3. Smoke towards Arch, and Otten will have to calm the hell down for a second. Next is alone towards Banana. North look to... Well, they've got 4 players top mid, in fact, and 1 towards the apartments. Normally it's the other way around. So what is the plan here?
Yeah, they're kind of boxing themselves in. We talked about this before. Pushing up Porch is very dangerous. It puts a lot of pressure on the apartments player to be able to deal with the pit player. And then essentially, in so doing, eliminate the crossfire for the CTs. But there goes the apartments player. Good trade, though, as Letty goes for the deep peek towards the Porch area. But still, it looks to work out brilliantly for Crazy. 23-23. And that is... absolutely what they needed to do. They need to pick up another one to equalize.
This is wild.
As far as the CT rounds go. It is wild. It is quite wild.
The good thing about all these rounds is that everybody's hot at this point.
Yeah.
It's pretty hard to slack when you've played 46 rounds on one map. 23 apiece. Both teams need both rounds. Otherwise, it's more overtime. An exchange of grenades on Banana. We've got 3 towards the A bomb site for Crazy, and Otto is going to be looking towards the bench. He will not overextend just yet, though. Going to try and take them by surprise. He has a minute 30 to peek at a weird time and pick somebody off. So North will live in fear.
And we can see that North have changed their style of play a little bit. They have left a lurk towards the A side of the map, and Crazy, they've been hearing all this action towards Banana, but they maybe still are thinking that there's a change of pace here from North, and North are just, man, they're really making things confusing for Crazy, especially at this point when you played this many rounds. It gets to a point where you kind of can't know what the opposition's doing, if they're trying to play mind games against you or not. It almost feels safer just to try to play default and just cover all your bases in that way. And that's actually what's going to end up happening here, as we see a 2-3 split from Crazy's defense. Otto will be flashed away. We know he wants to get back in there. You talked about this, James. Getting aggressive, you have to do it. And there are the grenades to prevent him from doing so, as he tosses in a quick HE. That's a good one. And what is the plan for North here? Crazy going to make presence known. Letney coming in through. Archie spots Valley. That's got to be all the information they need. Good flashes coming in again for the spot. And they're going to dive in towards CT.
There was a pop flash play on Banana, and Esperanto got taken out, which leaves Nexa alone on the B bomb site. They played for that information, and it has turned into a complete disaster for Crazy. They've lost the B bomb site, and they've lost everybody but Otto. 1 versus 3, he is miles away. I don't expect that. I mean, he's got the money. Letney's the only person who's short, so we'll see what he chooses to do. Hunter's got 6,700, so maybe he kind of has to go for it. We'll see. He has a kit. But in the meantime, I do wonder what would happen if Crazy hadn't gone for the pop flash play in Banana, because again, that position I speak about behind the sandbags is where the North player was. He got a free kill, and that just opened everything up for North.
Yeah, it's such a difficult one to kind of read the teas at this point. You know, it starts to come down to so many clutches. I mean, that's one of the reasons why overtimes are so cool in Counter-Strike. You start to see a lot more clutch situations. And there we go. North picking that one up. And they had a really good move. And again, you have to credit what they did there. They left the lurk towards the A-bomb site. They hammered, they put a lot of threat towards B very quickly. they kind of made it look like that was then actually a fake, and they went back. It's just back and forwards, and they actually set up they're setting up a B split, you know, and I don't think they've really shown a B split, you know, since that round. And so to pull it out in round 48 for the first time, well, there you go.
Absolutely wild. Right then. Again, it's survival point, if you will, for North. This has been quite the battering and quite the back and forth as well. Let's not forget their comeback in normal time. Otto looks towards the bench. Once again, doesn't overextend. So there is a boosted peek you could do from that angle, which we haven't seen just yet. But it's always fun when it comes in. Esperanto alone towards the B bomb site. Will we see a faster play from North? AZ not being shy for the sound cues, but that's not really a big deal at this point. And there is the initial smoke. In the meantime, there's a crossfire top mid for Crazy. Now, have they slowed down in terms of the peaks? What is Esperanto's play here? He's in a lot of trouble. Looks like he's expecting the T's to go through the smoke. He's going to make a wave. Oh, they're lining up for it, but he'll get nothing out of it. But he will see everyone. Crazy have to go for this. It is the last round of overtime.
Yeah, they can play retake here. They don't have to, you know, Nexa doesn't have to do anything too crazy. This is the problem though, Yugi, with that AWP on the banana position, that really locks out Otto. Although Otto has an AWP himself, so that's actually where you want the AWP versus the other one. Hunter gets a free pick onto Gate.
What is going on? Why is the bomb not being planted?
That's a good point, James. I didn't even notice that. They do have plenty of time. And in the meantime, with the bomb not going down and the confusion, it seems like they're getting picked off left and right, and in comes Crazy to save the day. North. This is going to be very tilting. The last two players remaining are stuck in a corner. They're in the dark position. There's fire all over the place, and they will get absolutely murdered. A 4K from Hunter to secure it, and another overtime we go. But what on God's earth just happened? North, there was some confusion there, a miscommunication, something.
That might be the biggest choke I've ever seen from North in my entire life. They take the B bomb site with 5 players alive. Yugi's holding an angle on Banana. For some reason, he stops holding that and turns around to look at CT, which has a smoke on it. And there are 4 players to deal with that and the other choke point of construction. So they allow, while all that's going on, I can see on the radar, also is moving up Banana, looking, clearing the tree position. No one to challenge him because they're not watching the angle. What was that?
Yeah, it did look like they were kind of in their own heads there on that one, kind of in disarray.
And they didn't plant the bomb for ages. They had like 3 players on the site, 1 player in front of the site, Yugi on Banana, and they're just not planting the bomb. I don't understand. Someone must have communicated something to confuse them. Yeah, because they seemed frozen. They had paralysis.
And the problem right now is that they have to put that right out of their minds. They've got to put, if they have any sort of inner narratives that, you know, this choking thing could be an issue, or that they threw that away, like, they've got to make sure they can just get that out of their minds right now, because Crazy, they're really dangerous. That's only going to serve to power them up. A retake like that to secure another overtime, Crazy they're not expecting to even win this map, I don't think. Oh, that's not the best situation there for Yugi. He had that one, didn't pull the trigger in time though.
What the hell what just happened?
This is now just an enormous mental test for North. I mean, if you couldn't already make the argument for that, it certainly is now. They've got to make sure that they are able to not defeat themselves, as well as avoiding defeat against Crazy. And there's a 4-man stack here for Crazy on the A side of the map, so they're looking pretty good to defend this. It's all down to the utility work. Will they be able to flash away this? Look at the beautiful crosshair placement. Just expecting that flash to come in. So much damage, though. He was blind. And Valde now, very key to pick off Otto. A 1 versus 2 for Esperanto with the AWP.
6 frags in 5 seconds, and here we are with a few more. Well, 1 more. Esperanto, 1 versus 2. I don't know if he's got the sound cues of AZ moving into the pit position. Valde will have a timing pick from the graveyard. He can play off of AZ. It's pretty much a guaranteed 1v2. Hello? Whereas he hasn't peaked. He'll peak eventually, though. It's nervous stuff watching this, honestly. It's crazy. 25-24 for North. It's the first team to 28 rounds now to take it in overtime number 4.
All right, well, here it is, James. I guess this is the game with the most overtimes, surely? I think we've had a full overtime game yet, so...
this major?
I thought, yeah, this major. Yeah, this major. And we always seem to get these ones. Can't complain. Here we go. Another one here. I love those deep mollies down middle. Again, as James mentioned before, that usually indicates that there's potential mid aggression. So you got to be careful if you are the T side coming up second mid. Can also indicate banana aggression as well. If there is nades thrown down, banana, as they can often be in tandem with that. But a fast pop flash play up. This is looking like a really like a contact play. Oh no! Oh no! Oh god! Yugi shoots Valdes straight in the back of the head. That timing could not have possibly been worse. Oh my god! It's falling apart for North. It is falling apart at the seams. That is the last thing you want to see. That is the last thing you want to see for North.
They did 0 damage in that round, I just want to say, to the other team, at the very least. They did 0 damage to the other team.
Oh, I feel so bad for Yugi right now. That's
There's nothing he can do about that.
That's the thing, like that just happens sometimes. But it's not, you don't want that to happen in this situation with the context of what's been going on.
That's like the weirdest stereo frags. Like one speaker's in the other one. I don't know. 25 apiece. That's bizarre. I feel like mentally they're collapsing now. The dream is collapsing, Dan.
I mean, if they find a way back from this, it will be such a remarkable story.
It is 2-0, but it almost feels like a 0-2 for North, the way some of these rounds are going. The fear.
I can't believe we just saw that. I can't believe it.
Well, we saw worse in prior rounds, I'll tell you that. Fighting for Banana now on North. They've got 4 of their 5 players there. And Kiabi's made his way towards Arch. Otto is making his way back towards the B-bomb site. Molotov has been posted up by North, and they will look to deploy some initial grenades, maybe bait out some utility. Okay, there were 2 players on the site. Hunt has been taken out by Kiabi in the meantime, and he starts to wrap. But also could post up in time. Kiabi's gone past the angle already, so this is going to get weird in CT spawn, and North are waiting in the meantime.
Yeah, Kiabi is definitely in a very strong position here as the Lurk. He's in a position to save the day, really keep 2 players at bay towards CT and A. And
what if Letney could flank? He could flank Banana!
Also catches the flank there on Kiabi. Now here it is. The set piece comes in towards the B-bomb site. Crazy, can they hold on here? They got 3 players. They got all the confidence in the world, and Otto, he's going to do more damage. It's Yugi. Very key kill. Get rid of the AWP there in the defense. They still have to push into the site, though, and Esperanto's right there on second oranges. Can he make the damage happen? Absolutely he can. He leaps, and Yugi will go down. Nexa with the kill, and Crazy with the round.
And Letney was just around the corner on Banana as well, ready to shoot someone in the arse if it was required. 1 round lead in the 4th overtime at halftime. Okay, so Crazy need 28 rounds. North need all the rounds if they want to win. That's the current situation.
If something like that Yugi team kill happens and other situations we've seen happens for North, they're going to need a defibrillator as well on the stage. There's been some very shocking stuff. What a battle we're seeing here. It's actually just so mad. A little break, just a little breather there for 30 seconds for us to catch our breaths as the players also get on the same page as they look to approach this. And again, like, it gets weird in overtime. Everything gets very strange. It gets to a point where you struggle to make reads of your position because it's gone on so many rounds that it can become too confusing. So you don't want to outgame yourself. So you start to see more standard stuff as a fallback, more safe stuff. And this is a classic 3-2 start for North. Get some nades down Banana. They're committing some utility in from the T side, which is important. You really want to try to burn away T utility. It hurts them later in the round if you then are able to slow them down immensely. It means that they may have less options on a set piece.
Minute 15 on the clock. Again, first team to 28 rounds. Train will be the 3rd map if required. Really difficult to tell if it will be. Can North keep it together? There's still room for recovery. Yugi flashed off his position. Able to get back to the site. They don't bait up too much in the name of utility. Yugi still got a smoke for the B-bomb site. But North are moving to the back of the site, so it'll be interesting if they even get to use that. Somebody's being boosted up. There goes a Molly, holding onto the smoke for now. In the meantime, 3 players from North deep towards A, the longest rotation possible. No information, not really going to go for the creep. The smoke never gets thrown towards the B-bomb site, but the frags are here for sure. trying to delay now, trying to buy time, and boy, do they need to. It's going to be a very long rotation. Yugi still delivering frags at the back. Only Otto and Hunter survive, and they haven't planted a bomb just yet.
Another clutch situation here for Crazy. A retake of 3 players for North. All coming from the CT side, and this is not a bad setup from Otto and Hunter, both going towards construction. There's a peek. Now they're teasing, trying to force them to commit in through this. Hunter playing close, he tries to launch, tries to pounce, and Otto goes down on the trade, and North pick up a very needed round. This is just always down to the wire, James. There's no wire left.
Gade collects the AWP, and there is an AK-47 for Kjabi. North passed the first test. 26 apiece. 28 rounds required for either team. For Crazy to... How do Crazy feel about this? We've been focusing on North because of a few rounds here or there, but Crazy are trying to get to Legend stage in a pretty awesome run for that team. And they're in the 4th overtime.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And again, if we look at the way that... If we go back all the way back to the last map, which was effectively regulation, because we're almost at 30 rounds, another 30 rounds, it's the case that North had so many hiccups. They lost against so many pistol rounds. It really felt like North absolutely were the better Inferno team. Yet they had to make a comeback to get it overtime. And we've been locked into overtime for quite a time. And we'll see Crazy making their move back towards Banana after an initial exchange of grenades, and Hunter will be lurking towards Boiler. And here's the info play towards top mid, so North will understand that it's likely a play towards this B-bomb site. But Hunter there, again, this lurk is really important. He's offering some sound cues, he's offering some doubts, denial of information, and he's going to start to fall back towards middle. Now, Crazy, they're making noise towards B, they can still go back towards A. It's just mind games at this point. What do North do? Do they overreact? Do they just sit on the bomb sites? What is the play? They can't possibly know exactly what's going on.
Yugi's gone towards CT. Smoked off from the arch position. Some counter grenades for his teammate. You can see Gade is on top of the porch. That's a very timely grenade from him. He's got no support though. Although Yugi, okay, he's throwing a grenade into apartments as well. So he is dropping all these support grenades for the time being, and Gade chooses to fall back somewhat. Yugi makes his way towards B. Letney is showing some presence there, dropping the smoke, and that might keep 3 players entertained for a time. Esperanto and team top mid, 20 seconds on the clock, and it's going to be a 4 versus 2 situation on the A bomb site. Pot flash from Kjabi. Will it be heard? Will it be avoided? He's on fire. He's got to move eventually. Big flashes on the A bomb site. Big action. Kjabi so far so good. 2 frags for him. Buying time for his teammates. It's falling to pieces for Crazy. Everybody gets wiped out, and North are 1 round away from train.
This is really good to see. Kjabi executing Crazy on that push. And he has been really focused and very good so far in this map of Counter-Strike. Obviously, Mirage was a bit of a non-starter for North against Crazy, but as soon as he set foot on Inferno, he's been so strong and holding down the pit position like a pro. Now, North have another opportunity, James. They've got another opportunity to seal the deal here and force it to a 3rd.
This is only day 2 of the Major. All this carnage. There's so much more to come. Nexa behind the half wall. Got good timing with the grenades being thrown. Valde's head is juicy, but he can't quite pop it. 2 more players here are lining up. And surely this is it for North now. 5 versus 1. Hunter versus the world. To stop North from finally getting to train. They hear him getting tagged through the smoke. And there are 3 men to spray. They've done it, North. After some horrific rounds, some nightmare situations, they take it to train after so many rounds. I can't even count them.
If you win a game, you get permission to kind of forget, at least for the duration of the tournament, you get to forget about what transpired in that game. And that is very good news for North, because definitely there were a lot of weird spots there. There's definitely some stuff they'll have to look back on, like losing to the pistol so many times as they did. This match would not have got this far if it wasn't for the fact that Crazy won like 4 or 5 rounds in which they really perhaps shouldn't.
54-round game of Inferno. Haven't seen that for a while. Absolutely crazy stuff. And bearing in mind both these teams are 2-0, it honestly felt like everything was on the line. You either make it to the major or you're done. That's how it felt like with those rounds. That was crazy.
Yeah, and again, credit to North for holding their nerve repeatedly in bad situations. Repeatedly, you've got to, for all, everything said about North and maybe some of the mistakes they made. They showed a lot of composure and a lot of experience, and that's really, really deserves a lot of respect as well.
Okay, we're going to head to a break. When we're back, there is yet more action to come between these two teams.